What's up, Vetters? Patrick here with Vetted. Today we're talking about this.
I want to address this video that's going around of me in regards to the meeting of pastors that gathered to discuss the upcoming so-called UFO disclosure.
Government is terrible at keeping secrets. This idea of conspiracy theories, if there were aliens or alien spaceships or anything under the control of the United States government that we knew about, seen, photographs, what have you, I promise you, some guy guarding the installation would have taken a selfie with one of the aliens and sent it to his girlfriend to impress him.
The idea that there would be life on other planets that may be visited here would not at all shock or surprise me. Have you ever looked into it?
We're looking at it. Our first tranche of information to that committee, and they're going to be publicly releasing this information very soon.
I've been holding a secret for about 11 years.
Did you see something? Did you have something?
Right. There was a reason why I chose to believe you.
The first 10 years that I was doing this, I'm going through the same stuff that you're going through now. Bouncing off the walls, up and down, peaks and valleys, scared shitless, worried about what comes next.
And I don't want to be too prophetic or say by a certain date something's going to come out because there's a lot of causal factors, but I do have confidence that it's going to escalate in the next 60 to 90 days, and I think there's going to be a lot of pressure. I certainly know what Congress is doing, and I won't reveal that here, but I do see a lot of pressure to get the substantive empirical holdings that I've talked about, not videos or anything like that, out in the ether. And I'm hoping that's the case.
All right, Vetters, please hit that like button. That really helps out the videos. And of course, if you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button, y'all. I've been there. I've tried every quick fix diet you can imagine. They'd work for a week or two, and then I'd just burn out on them really quick because they just don't fit real life. And that's exactly where fad diets fail. But not with Green Chef. They deliver real food and recipes that make healthy eating easy and lasting. One of my favorite moments is opening the box and realizing dinner is going to be ready in under 30 minutes and taste way better than takeout. With Green Chef, every week you get to decide from over 40 different recipes made with organic produce, responsibly sourced proteins, and nothing you can't pronounce. I've been loving their new longevity line built around brain and gut health. Meals come pre-portioned and ready in minutes. And you can even get free, unlimited one-on-one nutrition coaching to help keep you on track. Green Chef has completely changed the way I eat and how I feel every single day. I use Green Chef, and you should too. Head to greenchef.com/50vetted and use code 50vetted to get 50% off your first month and then 20% off for 2 more months. That's code 50vetted at greenchef.com/50vetted. All right, so what's today's video about? Well, it's kind of a UFO news roundup, okay? I've got several different clips because there's just so much coming on, but neither one of the stories really deserve kind of its own video, so just put it all together, and I've got a lot of positive feedback about doing this in the past, so that's what we're going to do today. So we got a lot of different stories. Obama talking about aliens. We got Kash Patel, the FBI director, talking about the release of the UFO files. We got that clip of David Grusch that you saw there talking about disclosure. We got a new trailer from Jeremy Corbell's new documentary that's releasing very soon called Sleeping Dog. And then we've also got a walk back from one of the pastors who talked about Eric Burleson and the secret meeting, you know, that video that I made yesterday. So we've got a lot to cover in today's video. Let's jump in. All right, so let's take a look at this first story. The main one we're going with here, and that's a new interview with David Grusch. Again, he doesn't do a lot of interviews. He's done 2 sort of, you know, in span of 2 weeks, which is very unusual for him. This might be the greatest interview David Grusch has ever done, actually, in my opinion. He's done a lot of interviews, but this was a really, really great interview, especially if you're a fan of David Grusch. It was just kind of talking shop with someone else from, you know, the government, who used to be in the government. And, you know, I really enjoyed it. It was very informative. And of course, there's this clip of him that's going viral of him talking about disclosure.
And I don't want to be too prophetic or say by a certain date something's going to come out because there's a lot of causal factors. But I do have confidence that it's going to escalate in the next 60 to 90 days, and I think there's going to be a lot of pressure. I certainly know what Congress is doing, and I won't reveal that here, but I do see a lot of pressure to get the substantive empirical holdings that I've talked about, not videos or anything like that, out in the ether. And I'm hoping that's the case.
So look, I mean, he kind of addresses the problem I have with these comments as well, which is being sort of prophetic about some of this stuff with disclosure, right? I mean, there's a famous saying in UFO land, right? Like 2 more weeks, and here we have basically, a couple months and something's going to happen, movement and disclosure. I just don't even really know what that means. Now he kind of dismisses none of these UFO photos or videos, that would irrefutably prove everything. Forget that. I'm talking about other stuff. I mean, we'd still want to see some photos or videos, yes, AI, this and that. But if they're direct releases from the government, takes it to another level. So I don't want us to forget about proof that would really convince a lot of the general public, right? But regardless, I don't know what he means, right? So we'll have to wait and see what exactly is happening. And that's what really a lot of this interview is about. So I highly recommend checking it out. I'm going to put a link down below to the full interview, so please go check it out. He's basically just talking about a lot of new things that are coming, and he's addressing some other issues from his past and whatnot. But it's kind of about the future and what's coming. Now, let's move on to this next story, which is with Kash Patel, who is the current FBI director, right? And she's on the Sean Hannity show on Fox News, and basically being asked about, aliens, right? And he starts talking about how they've accumulated all the data and they're going to be releasing files soon, right? These UFO files that are going on aliens.gov.
The idea that there would be life on other planets that may be visited here that would not at all shock or surprise me. Have you ever looked into it?
We're looking at it. Here's the thing. Again,
okay, I want all the details.
Here's the thing. Every other president before President Trump could have said, hey, let's look at that and get the American people the information. What did he do? He stood up an interagency process with Department of War leading that effort to get out the documentation related to everything that you're talking about, not just from the FBI, from the IC and everywhere else. And so what do? We already delivered our first tranche of information to that committee, and they're going to be publicly releasing this information very soon. We are all for it. There's nothing in this subject that we're talking about that we don't want released. Our job at the FBI is to work with the White House and DOW, give them the information, and then they're going to put that out in a methodical process. And you're going to start seeing those releases literally happening in the very near future. We just met on it. All
right. So what's kind of interesting there, when I first heard about the clip, I thought, is he just talking about FBI files? But no, sounds like he's talking about files from, he says the IC, right? The intelligence community. So it sounds like, they're kind of all working together to get the files out. And I did say the first trove of files. So it sounds like what's coming out on aliens.gov will come in sections, right? So we'll get a first dump of files, and then I guess later on we'll get more and more. I don't know how many troves, there are. How many dump trucks are they going to back up to this construction site, right? And dump off the dirt. I don't know. That was a bad analogy. All right, let's move on to the next story. And this involves President Barack Obama, where he previously had made some comments on an interview with Brian Taylor Cohen, who is a political commentator and, YouTuber, podcaster, right? And he had asked in a viral clip, right, President Obama about aliens, and Obama responded, right? And then Trump responded on Air Force One about it, that Obama had revealed classified information, right? But Obama's comments had been taken out of context. That's what Obama said, right? He said, are aliens real? Yes, they're real, right? But I haven't seen them, and there's nothing at Area 51, right? So people were just running with that, myself included, right? I covered it on the show. But then Trump goes on Air Force One. He's like, Obama shouldn't have said that. He revealed classified information. I might have to help him out by declassifying some files, which many say led to all this files that are going to be dumped on aliens.gov kind of started there. So maybe in a weird way, we have Obama to thank for some of that. But He was recently asked in a CBS interview with Stephen Colbert, the late night talk show host, about this, and people are not really liking his comments. In fact, he's being said, to be part of the cover-up of UFOs in the UFO community, of course.
Earlier this year, you said of aliens,
Yes.
quote, "They're real, but I haven't seen them." Then you tried to walk it back the next day. No one believed you, right? Because that first one had the ring of truth. It was just a guy finally letting it out. And then the next day you're like, well, what I meant was, I'm sure that somewhere out there, given the infinite, nature of the universe and no one buys that. Just come clean, man. You don't want to tarnish a reputation for just like frankness and honesty at this point of your career.
Oh, Lord.
Sir, at long last, won't you just...
I thought it was so obvious what I meant.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Oh, it was obvious what you meant. And we all got the message.
Here's the thing.
Uh-huh.
For those of you who still think that, we've got little green men underground somewhere.
Yeah?
One of the things you learn as president is government is terrible at keeping secrets. This idea of conspiracy theories, if there were aliens or alien spaceships or anything under the control of the United States government that we knew about, seen, photographs, what have you, I promise you, some guy guarding the installation would have taken a selfie with one of the aliens and sent it to his girlfriend to impress him. It would leak.
Or there'd be like hints. There'd be like certain hints out there, like a presidential center would look like a scout ship that's just come down from low orbit and landed in Chicago. That would happen, something like that.
It could happen.
Okay.
And
do you wish they were real?
I actually do. All right, I'm putting in a plug now.
Okay.
First contact. I think I would be a good emissary for the planet.
You represent me.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a diverse background, some experience in statecraft and diplomacy. I'm friendly.
Okay.
Yeah. So I actually think, I could do a pretty good job. All right.
That's a good pitch.
Yeah.
We will keep that in mind. Thank you so much.
But it hasn't happened yet.
Okay, great.
All right.
And we have your phone number here on the resume. Thank you so much. Very impressive.
Good.
So let me know what you think down below of these comments. Is Obama part of the UFO cover-up now, or is he just being realistic, right? I'm probably going to get my own hate in the comments that I'm part of the UFO cover-up, but I think what Obama's saying is kind of making sense. Some of this would have leaked out. And then people argue, but stuff has leaked out. Yeah, no photos of aliens and stuff, right? So I don't know. This is a tough one. At the end of the day, proof of this is all that matters. So is this person part of the cover-up, not part of the I don't know. Anyone trying to tell you they know that stuff, they don't know anything, right? I don't know. Again, let me know what you think down in the comments. Now, I want to give a special shout out to the Burbs Bros podcast with comedians Dan St. Germain and Sean Donnelly. Absolutely hilarious guys. They had me on their show. I'm going to put a link down below so you can go check out my interview I did with them.
No, we do have Patrick Armstrong from Vetted, our one of our daddies in the UAP community, one of the lovely lovelies who was able to usher us in the UAP podcast community. The hosts have been so kind to us. The audiences, they can go f themselves, but the hosts themselves, wonderful.
Here he is. Here comes Mr. Vetted. The Vetted.
Hey now, Patrick Armstrong. How is Spain? Como está, sir? Como está?
He's got John Hamm hair today. He's got looking great.
And of course, in the first 15, 20 seconds, they're calling me daddy and telling me I got John Hamm hair. Yeah, I'll definitely be going back. And do me a favor, go leave some positive comments on that video and tell them Vetted sent you. Let's move on to the next story. So Jeremy Corbell has a brand new documentary coming out called Sleeping Dog. It's going to be released very soon here in May. And they already released a trailer about it. I made a video about that, sort of a trailer reaction to that, and what Jeremy had said in some interviews about basically what's going to be in the documentary. So they just basically released a brand new trailer of the documentary, and there is a lot more new information in this trailer about the documentary. So let's take a look.
I've been holding a secret for about 11 years.
Did you see something? Do you have something?
Right. There was a reason why I chose to believe you.
The first 10 years that I was doing this, I'm going through the same stuff that you're going through now. Bouncing off the walls, up and down, peaks and valleys, scared shitless, worried about what comes next.
Corbell is an investigative journalist who helped obtain and release the DoD footage of UFOs.
I'm afraid he's going to die. I mean, there is a hit out on him.
It's not a video of an alien. It's not a video of one craft. It's more than that.
Years ago, I went searching for the truth about UFOs, and I found it. To really understand the full picture, I'm going to start where it all began.
They have between 30 and 50 alien bodies.
Captain Edgar Mitchell was the 6th person to ever walk on the moon.
The evidence is very strong. They've been here and are here.
It's an Alice in Wonderland planet. Very few people will ever find the truth.
The world I lived in, the position of trust I had at the highest levels, being briefed into all the national secrets.
They're not going to come after you, not only you, they're going to come after your family.
If I die, the story comes out.
It is so alarming to me what has happened to some of the whistleblowers.
When things are going really bad, and there's been periods of real bad, ups and downs, is that the best you got?
Yeah.
Bring it.
I mean, from a production standpoint, this thing looks amazing. The director of this film, I can't really remember his name off the top of my head, but what a great job this guy did putting this film together, I must say. Really, I mean that. Golf clap. Amazing. It looks great. Now, the contents of what's in it, that's what people are going to debate about, but nobody can argue this thing looks amazing, right? I, for one, am looking forward to see it. It sounds like it's just a long story, right? It kind of goes back to Jeremy Corbell's initial initiation, if you will, into UFOs. And he's kind of taking us through that process of where we are today and maybe some new things he's uncovered and hasn't released yet and is coming out with it in this documentary. So yeah, am I going to line up to see it? You're damn right I am. And, full transparency, I'd actually had a FaceTime call with Jeremy a couple months ago, I believe at this point. We were just shooting the shit, and he had told me about this coming out. I didn't say anything, but I knew this documentary was coming out. And he kind of gave me a little background. Nothing that's not really out there, to be honest with you. It's just that, he allowed this guy to come in and kind of, search through his whole archive of videos and this and that, interview, friends and family and kind of put like a real documentary, right? Like put this together. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I know he put a lot of work into it, but as well as this, director, right, that came in and went through all of Jeremy's sort of history and pieced together this sort of story, right, about him and for him. So yeah, a lot of work went into this. I'm definitely going to see it. Now, what's interesting about this next story is, if you might remember the video I made yesterday about pastors getting a secret meeting from sort of some government officials, and Congressman Eric Burleson had allegedly called into this secret pastors meeting and was told all this stuff about, aliens and disclosure and all this stuff. I'll put a link down below if you want to go check out that video, because there's a whole, lot to it. Well, after that, story broke yesterday, and after I put my video out, Eric Burleson came out with a statement sort of denying the whole thing, essentially, right? Not that the phone call didn't happen, but what was said during the phone call. And the main pastor, who had gone viral initially about the meeting, has walked back some of his comments, essentially, and the meat and bone of it, to be honest with you. So, you remember this clip?
Only a handful of pastors are invited to come to a private meeting with a group of men who are connected with the intelligence world, that are believers, but are still have very high security clearance. These are legit, true men of God. that are still connected to Washington and even this current administration and all branches of military. And they literally told us, we had a sitting congressman, a very well-known congressman from Missouri. He called into that meeting as well. That was just for pastors. And this is what he said. On speakerphone, this sitting powerful member of Congress said, "Are the pastors listening to me?" I'm getting chills right now because this happened to me. He said, "Are the pastors in the room listening to me?" And I said, "Yes, sir, we are here." And he said, "Listen to me. Go and tell the church they are not ready for what is coming. The narrative that is coming, what they are going to say is going to be like nothing you can even imagine. They are preparing to tell us that they are from another dimension, that they are our creator, and that these beings, these aliens, or whatever you want to call them, they were the ones that seeded us here. There is no such thing as God. Jesus was invented by them. The Bible was invented by them." And begin to just say, listen, prepare the people for what is coming because they're not ready.
Yeah, so that was the viral video, right, that everyone was talking about. And there's many more. Other pastors had come out. Well, now that same pastor has released this video.
I want to address this video that's going around of me in regards to the meeting of pastors that gathered to discuss the upcoming so-called UFO disclosure. In this video, I stated that a congressman from Missouri had called in to speak to the pastors. And of course, it's being revealed now that that is Congressman Eric Burleson. And he did call in, but he called in to encourage us and to thank us pastors for the work that we're doing, and that we are, speaking the truth to our people and pointing them to Jesus and not get distracted of things in the world. In that moment, I began to state things that I have always said. That is my opinion, and my opinion is, and that's exactly all it is my opinion, that when this disclosure comes out, that it will be spun, that it is that the aliens have always been here, that they seeded us, that they created the first religion, and all of that. I should have stopped and paused and said, and this part is my opinion. In the heat of that, I didn't. I led with saying that they had called the pastors, and I went straight into my opinion. So I want to make it very clear that Eric Burleson did not say those words. Those were my words. And I want to own it, and I want to apologize directly to Congressman Eric Burleson for any problems that this has caused you, any confusion, and to any of the viewers that have seen this video clip. So I wanted to state the facts and make it very, very clear.
So essentially the bread and butter of the video that everyone was freaking out about was just his opinion. I should have stopped and said, "This is my opinion." Yeah, dude. What are we talking about? You totally gaslit everybody, right? That's so obvious to state that was your opinion. You literally framed it as that's what Eric Burleson told you, right? So again, just nonsense. I mean, can we chalk it up to just an innocent mistake? Possibly, right? I don't know that guy, so I don't know his history. But I do appreciate him coming out and clearing it up with another video. Now, let's be real. Is this cleanup, right? This sort of retraction, is that video going to go viral? Not really, right? So the initial story, people are just going to run with it, right? Because again, a lot of other pastors came out. You had all these pastors coming out on Twitter. I was at the meeting, soaking it up, really, just kind of taking it all in. Yeah, I was at that meeting. This is what's going on. And then from there, they used the credibility of they were at the meeting and they heard this stuff to then just spout their opinions about things as if it's more elevated or more nuanced or more informed than your opinion. I promise you guys, your thoughts, your opinions, your research that you do at home, right? Just little old you and little old me is just as valid as any of these people, right? That's the truth. They don't have access to any more information than you do. In fact, I feel you would be in a better spot at home, just regular Joe, because you're not getting fed BS behind doors of, propaganda and secret information, and that you can't trust any of that. And then you're having to filter all that out yourself to know what's real, what isn't, right? So honestly, you're in a better position dealing with this, just not having access to a lot of these people and these meetings and these things, because it's a spider web, right? There's many things I wish I didn't hear or know about, right? Because it's confusing and it's hard and it can jade you and make you cynical, and it's a lot to go through, to be honest with you, right? So thankfully I have you guys as a vetted community, because I honestly, lean on y'all to keep me balanced, right? We don't need to be all in and open-minded and, but we also don't need to be completely skeptical and cynical about everything. It's a balance. We have to be open-minded, but also question things, right? Just like life, right? It's just like life. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Links down below to everything. Don't forget to check out my link on Delphi, right? Basically the big question, right? Will aliens be formally introduced in 2026? So use my link down in the description or the top pinned comment and go check it out. Go, see where it's at. Like, most people are saying no, but the yeses, that number is rising, right? And with all this new information coming out, I can see why people are leaning that way, right? So anyway, use my link down below. Go check it out. Let me know what you think. Oh, and by the way, yeah, I'm working on some new merch, y'all. Okay, I got my I Want to Believe, Not Be Deceived mug coming, amongst other things, shirts, hoodies, all kinds of cool stuff, y'all. So really excited. Going to be launching that in 1 to 2 months. I don't know. I'm doing a lot of work to make sure the quality is there before I present it to y'all with some brand new designs. Again, absolute superb quality. So anyway, cheers. We'll see you in the next one. Remember, Metas, every day's a gift, y'all. But how do I do the peace here with the cup, Peace.